Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Liverpool FC Ahmedabad podcast. Today, we are going to discuss two things. First is the LFC versus Aston Villa match review, and the second thing we are going to discuss is about the draws that happened today. Along with me is Roshan. So we both are going to discuss about it. And Ashutosh daga deke chala gaya, so we are left with only Roshan. Dhawal ka aata pata nahi. So today there will be two of us. So
धवल थोड़ा ज्यादा पॉलिटिक्स में घुस गया है, फुटबॉल छोड़ दिया उसने।
हाँ, उसका ऐसा है, वो अभी शायद हेलो इनफाइनाइट खेल रहा है। वो ट्विटर पे ट्वीट तो किया था, तो दिखेगा नहीं।
सही है।
So start, Roshan, how would you summarize the match review of Liverpool versus?
I don't think I was expecting it to be an easy match, and it turned out to be the same. Typical Steven Gerrard team. Aston Villa has become in last 2-3 weeks.
Yep.
It was a good game. It just got feisty in the middle because I guess everybody wants to. I think more than Liverpool, I think Aston Villa wanted to prove a point that they are not a mid-table team.
True.
And I think it just the way they played. Fouls will happen. It's a contact sport, so I don't think there was any tackle or anything which ऐसा नहीं था कि किसी को इंजर करना था या किसी पे गुस्सा आके किया है, तो बस it is part of the game. But it shows how quickly Steven Gerrard has been able to put in his idea of how he wants to play. He wants the ball to be recovered as soon as possible, and he wants people to go full-hearted, not half-hearted in a tackle or a 50-50 chance. So I think it was a good game that way. It was a very difficult game, to be honest. Like, agar hame penalty nahi milta, it would have been a 0-0 draw. And I don't think Liverpool played particularly bad. Robertson was really good. He was amazing.
Apart from Alisson, all were good. Apart from Alisson and Oxlade-Chamberlain.
अरे क्या नींद में था यार एलिसन तो, मतलब
But
वो पहला वाला तो बहुत ही गंदा था। वो आया, वो स्लिप हुआ, और फिर उसके बाद जो बॉल,
दूसरा लोग बोल रहे थे कि that was penalty on Ings, but if you watch replay, तो पहले तो मार्टी को पुश किया था।
Oh, right. Yeah.
नहीं, पोस्ट मैच एमओटीडी में it was shown कि Alisson got a bit of ball first, so I don't think it was penalty. Apart from that, I think Alisson का game was compared to his standard average.
Yeah, very average.
And I think Chamberlain is not suited for this number 9 role. I think उसको midfield में खिला, he is better there.
I think I don't know. Like when I'm trying to think about Chamberlain or Jota कैसे खेलते हैं, just like playing styles के हिसाब से. Chamberlain for some reason box के पास आते he's not quick. Like he outside the box क्या है, he has some time क्योंकि defenders are backing to their box. And there is this gap from the center midfield to the 18-yard box जहाँ पे उसके पास space होता है तो he can shoot. But for him to be able to get into the box or like dribble the ball into the box and then shoot, I think also because he is not used to that position, I don't think he cannot play. He has the technique and ability to do it, but I guess इतना टाइम से वो एज अ सेंटर फॉरवर्ड खेला नहीं है, that it was just a very difficult position. And like Konsa and Mings, man, they are just crazy defenders. I mean हम लोग हमेशा प्रीमियर लीग के 80 million 90 million डिफेंडर्स की बात करते हैं, but then come games like these and then Tyrone Mings जैसे players just like so massive. I mean crazy है. Like following Premier League from 2007, 2006, 2007, say if you see Aston Villa was almost a top team. Like in 2010, they were top 4. and then they lost their way in the middle, and then they're just coming back super strong. I'm just happy that also again, like in the broader context of Liverpool in next 5 or 10 years, um we will not have a manager who has managed only Molde.
True.
We will not have a manager who is not proven in Premier League. You know, like the regular stigma that comes around other managers is like Premier League is different. And I'm just happy that, you know, if Steven Gerrard can get them into Europa League, which is very difficult, but it's still possible with how the bottom half of the teams are performing. And if Aston Villa does above average, I think they can still get an 8th position and get into Europa League qualifiers at least.
True. So if I had to summarize the Aston Villa performance, I would say that because we were missing Jota and Firmino, of course, Jota was playing really well, so we did not miss Firmino much. But because Jota and Firmino were not playing, it showed the impact on Salah and Mane. I think the usual space they get to operate was a bit difficult. Another thing is Klopp in post-match said that they have shifted Thiago position a bit. So Thiago stays a little bit deeper than he used to be. And I think it is helping Thiago really well. Still, the record holds that in the 15 games, or I don't know how many games, they've started together, Thiago and Fabinho, we are yet to lose a game.
I mean, it is a perfect balance of attack and defense. Like Thiago can spot a pass and Fabinho can spot and ball and intercept it. So it just amazing. And then put Henderson there, and Henderson just brings everything together. I think Henderson, Fabinho, Thiago is probably the best midfield we can get on the pitch.
In terms of work rate, they are unparalleled. If you see the Aston Villa match, even in the 89th minute, Hendo was going full flow into the Villa tackle. So I think that represents how Klopp wants the midfield to play. They may not be the best of the midfielders, but their work rate remains same throughout the 90 minutes, which is very hard to get from the midfielders. I think that is the key part of our, let's say, midfield. So overall, I think the best team won. So I think whether it was penalty or not, but I think the better team
won. Penalty ka, I mean, to be honest, like क्या बोलूं, मुझे समझ में इसलिए नहीं आ रहा है क्योंकि कांटेक्ट तो था. Like when Tyrone Mings was going over, he hit him with his right knee, and then like Salah just fell. So if you're going by the rules, it's a penalty. But as a footballer,
मेरा logic एकदम simple है कि if you are trying for the ball, you do not get the ball and you make contact with the player, it's a penalty. ठीक है?
Right.
So going by that logic, it is a penalty. So I don't know where the fuss is coming from, that other fuss.
Yeah, no, मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ कि like I mean I'm being the devil's advocate here, and I'm saying कि like being a footballer, like how I mean having played at university, I just feel like sometimes referees try to let it go in terms of like what was the intent of it. Like if अभी इंटेंट तो बॉल था, अभी बॉल नहीं, बॉल पे कांटेक्ट था ही नहीं, तो इट इज अ पेनल्टी अगेंस्ट विद द रूल्स. बट आई मीन जैसे फुटबॉलिंग टर्म्स हम बोलते हैं सॉफ्ट एंड हार्श, आई वुड से इट वाज अ लिटिल सॉफ्ट पेनल्टी. लाइक आई मीन इट्स अ पेनल्टी, बट अगेन इट वाज नॉट. I think it would have been not turned over if the penalty was not given and it had been VAR checked.
So basically VAR won't overrule the referee.
Overrule the on-field decision.
Referee thinks it's a good enough for penalty, so it will go with that decision.
Right. Yeah, and I think I mean Stevie G will say it because he's an Aston Villa manager. So even if it was a clear-cut penalty, he'll say he didn't.
Obviously. So.
Yeah. But it was a good game. It lived up to the hype that it was. I mean, I'm just happy that, if it ever comes to a time where Klopp leaves and Gerrard is supposed to be our manager, I mean, he's doing well right now. Hopefully he keeps building on this.
True. We wish him all the well for the Aston Villa games. And let's move on to the.
I mean, now I have a reason to watch Aston Villa games,
Yep. So I think there's a second game coming as well, Aston Villa away. So that will be fun to watch as well in the second half.
Right.
So let's move on to
the
Champions
League. Not have a good time with Villa last year.
Hopefully not. So so let's move on to the Champions League part. And starting with the Champions League part, Champions League में draw में इन लोगों ने हक दिया. So they had to reconduct the draw again. Initially we got the Salzburg, but वापस draw करके we have got Inter Milan. I think Inter Milan is not the same Inter Milan that was last year, but still a good team. So let's see how we pan out. I think we should be good to go. San Siro return again. The interesting draw for me was Madrid PSG. I think that is a draw. And Manchester City तो हर बार की तरह इस बार भी easy draw देख के निकल गई.
Yeah, I don't know. I literally don't know how City gets these draws.
Even I don't.
Historically 4 साल या 5 साल के group stages ही देख लो. Like Man City का group हमेशा 3 weak teams and Man City होता है. Like it is crazy. Their luck is like that.
So I think Salzburg भी आया होता तो भी it won't have made difference, or Milan भी आया तो भी I don't makes much difference. If we look at our potential, I think
Inter Milan is a better team than Salzburg in that sense. So it will be more of a test and a challenge. They have been doing really well in Serie A.
Yep. I think this year, I'm expecting semi-final. In semi-final, I think there will be at least two English teams. I think English Premier League is very good league. So
right.
And so I think I'm expecting at least two English teams in semi-finals.
I think same. I think it will be two English teams, Bayern PSG.
Possible. Quite possible. So
United, which two English?
I think Liverpool and Man City.
Okay, I was thinking Chelsea for some reason, but again, like it depends, like this round of 16
I'm banking on Man City to get Kane in January. So
okay.
So I think City have a good lineup. They have very good what you can say squad compared to Chelsea. Chelsea has a squad, but
Chelsea has had a slump in that sense. They have been conceding goals last year. Sorry.
Although they are the reigning champions, but I think they won't sustain it.
Yeah, I mean, like the Premier League form hasn't been great. People have kind of figured out how they play, and
yep.
And even in the weekend game, it was they scrapped to a victory. It was not easy.
Yep. I think their attackers, their defenders are giving more attacking returns than their actual attackers. So that tells you the imbalance in their squad. Means if you are spending 100 million on Lukaku, and he even and he's not even giving the same returns like Watkins, so I don't know. There is certainly a imbalance in their squad.
And sorry, I was thinking of some, and like getting Saul did not work out for them apparently at all.
I think Saul is not at the same level he used to be a couple of years ago. So he's not
that, and I think it's just the difference of how the two two leagues are, like La Liga and Premier League. Premier League is not very forgiving in that sense, like you don't get a game which is like, अरे ये easy game है, इसमें मैं अपना confidence build कर लेगा and then I'll take it into the next game. ऐसा नहीं है कि तुम्हें Real Osasuna या फिर Real Betis से ऐसा कुछ मिले, although Betis is doing so well this time. Like you don't get like outright trash teams to like get your confidence back and then you can, let's say, next hour.
True. I think
derbies.
Last year Chelsea का क्या हुआ था कि Premier League was pretty much done and dusted, so they could easily rotate in Champions League and means they could focus more on Champions League and leaving out the rotation on the Premier League, but this time it won't be possible because all other teams are strong.
Do you think Saul and Jorginho could play together, or Saul was like, okay, Jorginho को rest देंगे तो उस time में Saul खेलेगा?
I would not be surprised if the Saul loan is cut short in January.
Oh.
Because he hasn't made any sort of impact. I think they would prefer playing Ruben Loftus-Cheek more compared to Saul.
That is true. So, and he deserves it also. He has been doing well. So
if their midfielders are free, I think Jorginho and Kante are the first choice. Behind it would be Kovacic and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. If all of them are not available, I think he goes for Saul. Other than that, I think Saul won't play.
Yeah, I think also we are making all these comments based on current form. The round of 16 is in February. We have 2 months. We have always had a very bad January. So hopefully we keep up the momentum, and then when we get into round of 16, we just like kill it,
Yep.
I think to be honest though, these draws are probably more balanced apart from 2 or 3 teams, just like Salzburg and let's say I think Salzburg could be probably the weakest of all the 16 teams that are there right now. But apart from that, each match, if you see like squad to squad, probably Chelsea, Lille might be a little Chelsea favored. But apart from that, I can't pinpoint a specific team that could like win it. It is probably the most balanced of the round of 16.
Yep. I would agree with that.
Well, I would have loved to watch United PSG, Ronaldo Messi again. Come on, yaar. UEFA ne haga bahut ganda.
I think we could very well see that in next round, probably.
Next round. Yeah. I think it will be a good Champions League. It will be good. I think I'm very happy with how Premier League is going. Yeah, I think one day we should probably just do probably a quarter season summary, or not quarter season, almost like a half season summary.
I think we can do it around Christmas time.
Yeah.
Around next week.
Oh yeah. Also, AFCON got preponed.
Yep, by 1 week. So it is again a nightmare for FPL.
Yeah. I mean, it is a nightmare. I think again, like, you don't know, the COVID cases in UK have risen. I don't know if they're going to suspend fans or if they're going to suspend Premier League altogether. I
don't know. Apart from the Spurs outbreak, for other teams there have been cases, but majority of them cases have been for staff and not for the players. So I think they might have a look at it this week. If the situation worsens, I think we might see a postponed week. I'm not sure, but it is possible.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so that sums up our this week's podcast.
Yes.
Hope you are well. See you soon next week.
See you. Bye. Bye, guys.